Zeeve is a phenomenal Web3 infrastructure as a company. We do app chain rollups. We're US headquartered, about 70 plus engineering team, mostly housed in India, all spread across the globe as far as the customer base is concerned. Blockchain market is ever evolving, and now it's actually going through a very different and unique shift. Earlier everybody was building POCs and pilots. I'm talking about 2 years ago, but now they don't question the value it brings to the table. They're now seeing the value already. They are not experimenting. They are bringing it to the real operational execution, implementation. They're building use cases. Specifically the enterprises, they are bringing the adoption to life. In early days, we've seen typical permission blockchain protocols coming into play. Then we saw some of the app chain and rollup ecosystem come into the play where permissionless and both permissioned use cases were built. Now we are seeing for very specific use cases that there's a hybrid topology which is in play. So you have private layer of your own custom sovereign chain, but you still connect with the public ecosystem. So this is the typical topology or nature of how layer twos are functioning. But then you have sovereign chains, completely custom private chains, where you even have transaction filtering, you have privacy on explorers and RPCs that is driving different use cases. So topologies are many, but then what works in which use case is how it is to be defined. One size does not fit it all. Enterprises, they have been looking at blockchain from different aspects. Again, one size does not fit all. So it's about the use case and then defining the architecture underneath, figuring out what topology would fit in. We have examples. For example, we have seen JP Morgan Connexus leading the payment ecosystem, bringing a lot of banks together as a consortium. But again, it's not a public use case. It's a permissionless use case. You have Tempo, which came out recently as a purpose-built layer one solution. You have Circle launching their own chain for, again, a specific purpose. So different kind of use cases are having their own nature of technology layers underneath. You might want to build a layer 2, you might want to build a layer 1, you might want to build a layer 2 slightly permissioned but just having some exposure to public blockchains. You might want ZK for some use cases. So it's just happening with different use cases coming along and in different flavors. Overall, we are seeing that finally this technology has found a product market fit in payments and fintech. They are ringing the bells for different use cases which are in production as of today. We're talking mainnets. We're not talking test nets or pilots. These are mainnets with real users, real transaction volumes happening, real value being exchanged cross border, whatnot. So enterprises are looking at compliance, governance, consulting, because they don't just want a technology which is served uncooked. They want something which is managed end to end, full stack. That's what Zeeve does. The trend is moving really, really fast. We are now talking about these purpose-built layer one, layer two chains, and we would see hundreds of use cases coming to life with these purpose-built chains, not just some layer one chains or permissionless chains. I mean, it's a long story, it. We've been, there all across the globe, traversing through different conferences, and we've met. Still remember that we met. Every time we met, we've been discussing the value we can bring together to the table and what enterprises and large blockchain use cases are looking for. No doubt that, our values were pretty much aligned. We were discussing how confidentiality, how sovereignty, how compliances, how security is very essential to these implementations. And I think OVH and Zeeve both follow the line when it comes to all these parameters. We are seeing a massive wave of adoption coming at us in terms of how enterprises are picking up blockchain now. Large institutions are picking up blockchain, specifically in fintech and payments. So we believe that Zeeve actually can bring a lot of expertise, which is protocol engineering, deep protocol expertise, consulting, and product building expertise around infrastructure as well as use case with OVH's help. And OVH can bring security, compliance, and infrastructure at the enterprise grade to power it up. OVH is a very large ecosystem. That's what I believe. And you have many customers, enterprises who are hungry for innovation, considering what they've already built using OVH. With Zeeve added to OVH stack, it's empowering blockchain at a scale. And they can build any use case. They can innovate really fast. They can go from pilot, POC to production in no time. That's what this partnership brings to the table. No, I think like in the beginning, I said, nobody questions the value anymore. It's a very strong shift from experimentation to implementation. And there is no question about it should be done. The question is about how it is to be done. What are the right parameters under which it should be done? What are the framework which should be applied to implement it the right way? And we, I think, both are doing the good job at it.